Good morning, everybody. Kevin here from Watch This with Joe and Kevin. It's about 3:45 in the morning, and apparently I'm up for the day. So I was thumbing through the list of AFI Top 100, the revised list from 10 years after the first list, movies that I haven't seen, and there's about half of them that I still haven't seen. So I've got a ways to go. Plus, there's an awful lot of great movies that aren't on that list, and I. Snow White is on the list of top 100 movies ever made, and this Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And it occurred to me that as far as the classic Disney animated movies, I've seen almost none of them. I've never seen Cinderella. I don't know. I've never seen Fantasia. Any number of the ones pre The Little Mermaid, which came out when I was a kid, and then I got on that train for a little while because it was very, very cool to do, kind of up through Aladdin, before kind of falling back off again because I got too old and cool for it at that point. And yeah, I know kind of what anyone alive at my age knows about Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs that hasn't seen it. I know the Hi-Ho song. I kind of know the general framework for the story, the mirror, the magic mirror, poisoned apple. I I think there's a prince in this one. I might be confusing this and Sleeping Beauty, but there might be a Wake Up Kiss. I'm not sure. And the Hi-Ho song. But other than that, I don't have any experience with this. I know a lot of people consider this the greatest animated movie ever made. This is from a time when all the frames were hand drawn, which I think is really cool, like in terms of its aesthetic and its look. But other than that, I'm relatively sure that I have never actually seen a clip from this movie, let alone the entire thing. It was just a little before my time, and there was a time when you couldn't even get these out of the Disney vault. And by the time you could, I was kind of past it. So I'm excited to check this out. Obviously this movie can't be a slouch if it's considered one of the 100 best films ever made, because we certainly know that sometimes animated films get short shrift. There have been great animated films that probably should have been nominated for Best Picture throughout history that absolutely weren't because they were animated films. All right, I'm going to go and jump into it here. Oh, I can't find my list of all of our Patreon. Oh, there it is. I have this pretty much memorized, but it's 3:45 in the morning, and I will mess this up. I do want to thank all of our Patreon subscribers for being here with us. And, of course, I'd like to give a special thank you to Actuarial Lurker, Balish Foldes, Chris, Derek Peterson, Jamie Morgan, Jeff, Christy Goverston, NJ, Sudugo Devarapu, Torgir Linkstad, WearPanda47, Trey Contreras, and AB. Thanks a lot, guys. As always, really glad you're here with us. If you would like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else that we've watched or watching, please check out a link in the description of our Patreon page. Everything on Patreon, you are going to have to sync and watch along in your own source material. You'll only see and hear me due to copyright law. I did not realize that this was adapted from a Grimm's fairy tale. I should have. Everything is. I'm kind of curious how many people it took on a full-length hour-and-a-half movie like this to actually animate the entire thing. This could not be a small endeavor. And the list of heroes, the animators. Ooh, that looks really good. This is probably because this is live action, right? Such a simple way to do an exposition dump.
Live in the magic mirror. Come, let me see thy face.
It looks a lot like the magic mirror in Shrek, doesn't it?
Who is the fairest one of all?
Rags cannot hide her gentle grace. She is more fair than thee.
A little honesty.
Hair black as ebony, skin white as snow.
This is a lot more poetic than I expected it to be. You're gonna have a hard time keeping that clean around all those pigeons.
Want to know a secret? Promise not to tell. We are standing by a wishing well.
This girl has no idea what she's in for. Okay, y'all, so there's definitely going to be a prince in this. She's not technically a princess, so is this considered part of, like, what people consider princess culture for classic Disney? Man, that Shrek movie cribbed a lot from this, or was parodying of this a lot, wasn't it? That looks really good, by the way, the water effect in the animation.
Oh!
Hello.
Oh!
Did I frighten you? Don't run away.
One song only for you.
I don't know what scullery means, so I'm not sure exactly what what she does, like in terms of like where she's working. Okay, so she works in the evil queen's palace.
Take her far into the forest. Find some secluded glade. You will kill her.
But your majesty, the little princess.
Silence!
Okay, so she is a princess. I take back everything I said. Whoa! I thought Disney usually softened the gore in these fairy tales for their adaptations, but that's pretty bleak.
What's the matter? Where's your mom and Papa? Oh, please don't cry.
It's okay, man. I couldn't do it either. But he's
Your
thinking
mom and
about it.
Papa can't be far.
Yeah, I didn't think it was gonna stop him.
I
Yeah.
can't do it. Forgive me.
I don't understand.
She's mad, jealous of you. She'll stop at nothing. Run. Run away. Hide. In the woods, anywhere.
So she's a princess. Is she blood related to the queen? It may have said in the scrawl, and I forgot it, but I want to know the logistics. Oh, that's a nice transition there. Kind of showing us her fears. To be fair, have you ever been in a forest at night? They are quite creepy. Disney sure could make him cute, couldn't they? The animals, not Snow White.
Please don't run away. I won't hurt you. I'm awfully sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you. I'm so ashamed of the fuss I've made.
The writing here is really underappreciated.
Oh!
Just, I mean, just the dialogue is written really well in this.
With a smile and a song,
I'm gonna have to look up who the voice actors were in this when it's done.
all the world seems to wait in a new rejoicing with you.
I love how they show her kindness to animals as a like defining feature of representing her like general goodness and kindness. So is the huntsman gonna have to acknowledge, because he doesn't have a heart? Like, is the queen gonna know right up front? Is what I'm getting at.
I really feel quite happy now.
Mhm.
I'm sure I'll get along somehow, but I do need a place to sleep at night. Maybe you know where I can stay. In the woods somewhere?
Okay, they know that. They probably know the dwarves.
Will you take me there? Oh, it's adorable.
Oh my God! Look at that. Everything in the foreground was like out of focus. That's really cool.
I like it here.
I mean, it really adds depth and dimension to this, which for people who are used to watching films and television.
Ooh, it's dark inside. Guess there's no one home. May I come in?
Just like Goldilocks, man. Some people have no shame when it comes to B&E.
Oh! What a cute little chair! Why, there's 7 little chairs. Must be 7 little children. 7 untidy little children. A pickaxe. A stocking, too.
You know, they sing about going off to work, but I don't know what it is that the dwarves do. Are they miners?
And just look at that fireplace. It's covered with dust. And look, cobwebs everywhere. My. And just look at that broom. You'd think their mother would. Maybe they have no mother.
That's a very good point.
I know. We'll clean the house and surprise them. Then maybe they'll let me stay. Now you wash the dishes. You tidy up the room. You clean the fireplace. And I'll use the broom. Just whistle while you work.
Oh, I had no idea that this song was from this movie. This is awfully nice of all these forest creatures, by the way.
Someone that you love and
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Put them in the tub.
Yeah.
Not under the rug.
It's like making cotton candy. I'm so curious about the process for animating something like this. This looks absolutely fantastic. Like, if you have 10 animators working on something like this, or I'm just on the song, there were a lot more than 10 animators listed. I don't understand how you get such consistency. I'm not one to diminish anything that modern animators do, because we all know the stories of them working 20-hour days to make a special effects heavy, movie, but this is impressive. Okay, so our introduction to the dwarves here, and they are miners.
Where a million diamonds shine.
Yeah, they seem to be doing well for themselves.
We dig up diamond mines more. We don't know what we took them for. We dig, 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 dig.
So that's why there's no dustpan in their house. They took it with them. Oh, that's cool.
Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's home from work we go.
Interesting. I've always heard the version of "It's off to work we go," which I assume comes later and they go to work in the morning.
Hi-ho, it's home from work we go.
That's really funny. They lock the mine and then hang the key outside.
It's home from work we go.
What do they do with all the diamonds and rubies? Okay, I know there's Dopey, Sneezy, and Doc, right? I don't know anything else. There's a mad one, too. Is it Grumpy?
Let's see what's upstairs.
They're not going to like having all these farm animals in their house, let alone her.
What adorable little bears. And look, they have their names carved on them.
Okay.
Sneezy, Dopey. What funny names for children. I'm a little sleepy myself.
The turtle's still going. This is going to go so badly. At least the animals are following the correct instinct and leaving.
Our house.
That's good Foley work there.
Jiminy Crickets.
Was that a phrase before Jiminy Cricket became Jiminy Cricket?
Mark my words, there's trouble a brewing. Till it come an old day. The corn's hurt.
We'll sneak up. Come on, man.
Follow me.
And they clean the house.
Careful, man. Search every cook and nanny, hook and granny, crooked search everywhere. Shh. Quiet. Look, the floor. It's been swept.
Finally, somebody noticed cleaning's been done.
Chair's been dusted.
Our window's been washed.
Our cobwebs are missing.
They're missing.
Hey, someone stole our dishes.
They ain't stole. They're hid in the cupboard.
Is everything how they wanted it before?
Smells good. Don't touch it, you fools. Might be poison.
Look what's happened to our table.
Flowers.
Take them away. My dose. My hay fever.
Oh, is this Sneezy?
Get it?
I love the earnestness and complete lack of cynicism in this movie.
You crazy fool. Fine time you picked a sneeze.
I couldn't help it. It's coming.
Look down and tight. I'll make a hard knot. There. That'll hold him.
Thanks.
Shh. What's that? That's it. Sounded close. It's in this room right now.
That would have scared me too. I had a starling get into my apartment once through the air conditioner. I did not like it.
Where? Yeah, in the bedroom.
One of us has got to go down and chase it up. Up, down.
These guys have obviously never seen a horror movie.
Don't be nervous. Don't be afraid. We're right behind you.
Yes.
Is this the original framing, by the way, of this? Is it 4-3?
Here it comes.
That was a nice bit. Look, go spit.
It's after us. Don't let it out. Hold it shut.
Well, so much for their dishes.
Here it comes. Now's our chance. Get it now.
Hold on there. It's only Dopey.
Has it got horns? Was it breathing fire?
This is funny.
What
Yes,
was it
all of these
doing?
things.
He says it's a monster asleep in our beds.
It's that while it's sleeping. Yeah, while it's sleeping. Break its bone. Chop it to pieces. Give it dead.
So much physical violence threatened on Snow White in this movie. To be fair, she shouldn't have gone into their beds and completely covered herself. She looks like Scarlet O'Hara. She can sleep through anything.
What is the children?
I like that nose bit there. Glasses, who's Doc, of course.
You're sneezing.
So did the Smurfs just completely rip this off?
This is Dopey. He don't talk none.
You mean he can't talk?
He don't know. He never tried.
Oh, you must be grumpy. I'm Snow White.
Snow White, the princess.
Okay, she's a known commodity.
We're honored. Yes, we're
Mad as hornets.
mad as hornet. No, we're not.
Please don't send me away. If you do, she'll kill me. My stepmother, the queen.
Step-
The queen. She's witch.
Of course, it's always a stepmother.
Mighty bean. She's an old witch. The queen finds her here, she'll swoop down and wreak her vengeance on us. She knows everything. She's full of black magic.
That's probably true.
Oh, she'll never find me here. And if you let me stay, I'll keep house for you.
Man, Disney just gave stepmothers a bad rap, didn't they?
Cook! Hooray! She stays!
You should never sleep when you have something cooking in your house. It's dangerous.
Soup!
Just a minute.
Wash. Wash. Knew there's a catch to it. Why wash?
What for?
We ain't going nowhere.
New Year.
New Year.
Let me see your hands.
So they are kind of kids.
Let me see your hands. How shocking. This will never do. March straight outside and wash, or you'll not get a bite to eat.
I mean, you can't really be surprised when you consider the state of the house when when first came in.
Well, aren't you going to wash?
Women.
All right, so Grumpy's a misogynist.
Gosh, it's wet.
It's cold too.
I'll take a chance for her.
Me too.
Her wiles are beginning to work.
Oh, hark to you, Scrub. Shrink.
Do you dig in the tub? Do you have to wash where it doesn't show?
Just pull up your sleeves and get them in place. Then scoop up the water and rub it on your face and go.
At least Doc knows how to clean.
You may be cold and wet when you're done, but you gotta admit it's good clean fun.
Bunch of old nanny goats, you make me sick going.
Stage 2, bath.
Next thing you know, she'll be tying your beards up in pink ribbons and smelling you up with that stuff called, her food.
I'm going to go on a limb here and say this is the stuff that wasn't actually in the story, but you need an hour-and-a-half movie.
I'd like to see anybody make me wash if it isn't water.
Yo, it's 6 against 1. Read the room, man. You're going in the water.
Get him over to the tub.
Let me loose, you fools! Let me loose!
Get him up on the tub. Get the soap.
Steady, man. We'll get
I got my mouth washed out with soap once when I was a little kid, and it kind of... I had bubbles. My mom used dish soap.
Now, Scrub couldn't hide. It can't be denied that he'll look mighty cute as soon as he's dry.
Ain't he sweet?
Oh, they did put ribbons in his beard.
Your face, dearie, for this supper food.
Really, really good use of... I mean, obviously it's animated, it's going to be, but really good use of shadow in this.
Magic mirror on the wall. Who now is the fairest one of all?
Mirror's gonna rat, isn't he?
Well, Snow White, fairest one of all.
The huntsman has brought me proof. Behold her heart.
Snow White still
So he did get
lives.
something else's heart.
The heart of a pig you hold
Oh,
in
okay,
your
yeah.
hand.
And I've been tricked.
Oh, the huntsman's in trouble.
A blundering fool. I'll go myself to the dwarf's cottage in a disguise.
Man, everyone has cobwebs. She didn't let Snow White clean down here.
Change my queenly raiment to a peddler's cloak.
They used a much better vocabulary, a higher level vocabulary in children's movies, 70 years ago than they do now. We've really dumbed things down.
Change my voice, an old hag's cackle. To whiten my hair, a scream of fright.
That's cool.
Wind to fan my thunderbolt, to mix it well.
Oh, cool. For somebody so vain, you'd think she wouldn't want to go through with this, even for a while.
Look, my hands, my voice.
That's good.
Perfect disguise. A special sort of death for one so fair.
Oh, yeah, because she's got to come up with a way to kill Snow White, too. Is this the apple?
Poisoned apple.
Okay, yeah.
Sleeping death and taste of the poisoned apple, and the victim's eyes will close forever.
Kind of looks like the Tiki Room at Disney World. Do they still have a Snow White ride at Disney World? I was a kid when I went. And I know so much of it's been changed over for like Marvel and Star Wars. Oh, well, it wouldn't be Disney without something a little problematic. It's like Muppet Man. Nice.
That was fun.
Now you do something.
Well, what What shall I do? Once there was a princess,
Was the princess you?
and she fell in love.
I completely forgotten that there's a prince in this movie that we've already seen.
There's nobody like him anywhere at all.
Did he say he loved you?
Someday my prince will come.
Okay, so yeah, my question at the beginning of the movie was, does this fall into princess culture? Oh yeah, it lands with both feet right in the middle of it, doesn't it?
Mush.
Wedding bells will ring.
Is this what she wished for in the wishing well?
Oh my goodness! It's past bedtime.
11 o'clock? Yeah, that's actually fairly late, I would guess.
Oh, yes. Mighty comfortable.
Now, don't you worry about us.
Well, if you insist,
This is not a long-term solution.
you're sure you'll be comfortable.
Oh, yes. Very comfortable.
And the joke is going to be they're going to be very uncomfortable on the floor, right?
Nothing, Sharon, Sarah. Look out, it's Pip.
Bless the 7 little men who have been so kind to me. And may my dreams come true.
You know, they have a successful diamond mine. They should probably just buy her a bed.
Oh, yes. And please make Grumpy like me.
Women.
I just think the floor would be the way to go. Oh, I hate flies like that when I'm trying to sleep.
Dip the apple in the brew. Let the sleeping death seep through.
Oh, that's a really cool effect.
The symbol of what lies within. Now turn red. Have a bite? It's not for you. When she breaks the tender peel, to taste the apple in my hand, a breath will still. Then I'll be fairest in the land.
See, you wouldn't hear things like blood congealing in modern animated movies for kids.
The victim of the sleeping death can be revived
Okay, so this is a
only
kiss.
by love's first kiss. No fear of that. The dwarfs will think she's dead. She'll be buried alive.
Oh my god. That is grim. The skeleton dead reaching for water. Oh my god.
Now, don't forget, my dear, the old queen's a sly one, full of witchcraft.
Don't worry. I'll be all right.
Man, it didn't take much to have you turn back on that.
Be awful careful. Because if anything had happened to you,
Goodbye.
Disgusting.
Well, Dopey was going in the mouth blazing there.
Oh, go on, run along.
Now, I'm warning you. Don't let nobody or nothing in the house.
Why, Grumpy, you do care.
Got you with her wiles.
The little man will be away, and she'll be alone. Ha-ha, where's old peddler woman?
The vulture's coming along for dinner. Why does Grumpy get his own pie? Oh my god. Well, they had a lot of fun with her, didn't they?
The little men are not here.
No, they're not.
making pies.
Yes?
Apple pies that make the men folks' mouths water.
Oh, they do look delicious.
Yes. But
Oh, so
wait
trusting.
till you taste one, dearie. Go on. Go on, have a bite.
God, even the birds know.
Stop it, stop it! Go away, go away! There, there. I'm sorry.
Oh, take me into the house and let me rest. A drink of water, please.
So nice, but so gullible. Well, how are the animals going to get these guys back there?
Hey, look! What? Shoot!
Oh, you've been so good to poor old Granny. This is no ordinary apple. It's a magic wishing apple.
Oh my God, you couldn't be more gullible than this girl.
Bite, and all your dreams will come true. Now, make a wish. And take a bite.
There's something wrong! Wait, acting this way, Professor! Maybe the old queen's got Snow White.
That's a great leap.
We gotta save her! Yes, yes, we gotta save her!
Sleepy for the win. I mean, obviously they're not going to get there in time because we need the prince to kiss her.
Wait!
There must be something.
She
your
looks so
little
good.
heart desires.
Her, just the crazy eyes, they just nailed this.
There is someone.
I thought so. I thought so. Now take the apple, dear, and make a wish.
You know, though, I don't know what happens to the queen at all.
That he will carry me away to his castle. Where
I mean, does she die in this story?
Don't.
Okay. It's interesting that they didn't show Snow White during that whole death scene at all. Would that have been like just a little bit too far in terms of violence for the story or something? If they'd have actually shown Snow White eat the apple and her blood congeal and or fall over?
There she goes!
Boy, they're not afraid of her anymore, are they? I'm kind of surprised they're just chasing her down. Suppose her wanting to kill their friend really changes things.
I'm trapped.
Oh, the buzzards are following her. There is something poetic that she does die dying looking like this, since that's her whole thing. Yeah. Oh, and the vultures are going down to her. Oh my God, that is really cool. Except for a couple of them, were you guys able to distinguish between the dwarves just looking at them? Obviously Dopey and Grumpy and Doc. Someone's got to let the prince know. She's going to wake up and find out her stepmom's dead. Okay, well, Too Hot to Bury is a new one, but that's good. Okay. Laid in state, as it were. Kind of curious what kind of passage of time we've had here. Maybe not. Maybe none. Maybe she's just in the coffin now since they're bringing flowers. They picked a nice place. You have no idea what you've just done. Their reaction is different than mine would have been. I would have been freaking out when she sat up. Ah, ah!
Bye.
My God, that is a big, beautiful wide shot in an animated movie. I have to say, for all the talent and skill involved in animating a movie like this, um, I really like the charm of the slight imperfection in the hand drawn artistry versus computer generated. And again, that's not to knock um, CGI because some of it's some of it's really impressive and well done. It's very hard to do, but obviously there's a lot of charm in the way these movies were put together. And nothing was short shrifted, right? The voice actors were terrific, particularly the singing, the story, the attention to the dialogue and the detail of the look, and the talent of the singers. Everything really came together well in this, as well as any animated movie I've ever seen. But it's the resolution of the movie. Is that I don't know. I've never seen Sleeping Beauty either. Is that relatively the same resolution there? Maybe I should check it out. My old Disney knowledge of pre 1990s Disney is very limited. But yeah, for some reason I felt like that was the ending for Sleeping Beauty. I mean, it's just kind of in the title there. But maybe the idea of the princess being dead or asleep and a prince kissing her and her waking up is a trope for a reason, because it was used a lot. I mean, me having lived in the time that I've lived, a lot of what we saw in that, I was thinking of the ways it was lampooned in Shrek, which includes obviously the kiss to awake the sleeping princess. So maybe that is a trope that happened a lot. But yeah, there was it was interesting the amount of off-screen violence that happened. Some of it pretty dark, but the choice to just say to acknowledge that the violence is okay as long as it's done to where it's not seen on the screen, the just the small detail of the man in the cage, the skeleton crawling in the pitcher of water just being out of reach, of Snow White eating the apple and dropping dead, which wouldn't have looked visually very violent or off-putting, but they chose to not show it anyway because I guess technically it would be showing her death. Obviously, same thing with the evil queen, right? Falling to her death, and then really kind of driving that point home by the buzzards, buzzards. Were they buzzards or were they vultures? They look like vultures. Is there a difference between buzzards and vultures? Is it a big one? It doesn't matter. The vultures following her, which down to obviously dine upon her body, which I thought was really cool the way they were introduced so early as the queen was walking with the apple, and then when the queen ran away from Snow White's clearly dead body, they chose to go with the queen, almost like they knew from the onset of when they saw the queen that she was the one who was going to be ultimately dead at the end and not Snow White, which I thought was, again, a really, really cool choice, a bit of a misdirect there. But this is really well done. I don't know how much it differentiates from the fairy tale. I know in a lot of these cases the fairy tales were a lot darker, a lot more morose, a lot more descriptively violent, and I wonder how much of that was softened. Because let's face it, they often were. I know the original story of the Little Mermaid. It's pretty bleak. But sorry, the also the extension. You those stories are also short, and this was a movie that was over an hour and a half long. So how much of what we saw was I don't want to say filler because that kind of diminishes it, but was added. Post outside the world of the fairy tale to give us a feature-length movie. I mean, it was well done. I assume like a lot of the stuff inside the dwarves' house was ultimately added that didn't have anything to do with the original story, but who really knows? Um, I guess I could figure it out pretty easily by reading the story. It probably wouldn't take very long. I may do that. Well, anyway, I rambled long enough. It is now 5:19 in the morning, so it's about time to feed the pets. I really appreciate you guys who sat through this with me. I get to chalk another one of the top 100 movies of all time off my list. Completely fantastic and very well done. Um, so good job, Disney. There was the one moment with Dopey with the symbol on his head and the face he made that was a little duh, but that, you know what, for Disney, it's been worse. You know, I assume Song of the South is still very much buried in the vault somewhere. I haven't checked, but I doubt it's available on Disney Plus. I'll catch you next one, guys. Thank you.